So we've gotten to this point on the 91KX and we've ran into a couple more issues. So after a lot of research online, everybody was saying that the 89 crankshaft will work in the 9091. And the crank rod, yes, will. The left side will. The right side, however, will not. It is 1.5 millimeters short of what the 9091 crank is. So you cannot get enough room to put your seat clip on to hold your water pump gear. So I want your all's opinion on what you think would be the best way to resolve this issue. We're waiting on the 91 crank to come back, but we want to be able to build this and the other bottom end. So is there a way you guys can think of that we can fix this? The other issue is this front right stud for the cylinder. The one off of the 90 is about 4 millimeters short, maybe 5. So when you go to put the cylinder on, you only get like 2 threads on the bolt, which is not enough. We ordered the replacement, which came in, and the problem with them, let's see, I've got one here unpackaged. The problem with them is they are too long, by about the same measurement of the original, and will not allow for clearance here. So the original is unavailable through any of the parts warehouses, and because there are different threads on both ends, it's really hard to find just a standard stud, because we've got 1.75 and 1.5 threads. You know, obviously the cylinder had rubbed into this over years of neglect where it was left. I don't know exactly why it was sitting like that, but this is what it had done. So the only thing I can figure is we've got a couple of options. We can run a thread up into this material and add some material on top of it, and then cut the bottom off and try to make this. Or we can try to re-weld material onto here and run a die back over it and get our threads back. So I'm open to suggestions on either one of these problems, with the stud or with the 89 crank. I would love your all's input. I almost made a huge mistake just now. I almost put the crank bearings in without putting the seals in, and on this bike the seals have to go from the inside. So let's get that corrected. Alright, so we dropped the gears in, but we were having a little bit of trouble. They'll only go halfway in each direction. Obvious, this one is much bigger than the other two, and will only go in right there. But none of this fits in this way, so it's all kind of got to go in together. So I'm going to look at the schematics, make sure that I have these right as far as placement, and then try to put them all back in at the same time, and just do a drop in.